The Budweiser Shootout on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And great times for Jeff Burton, who is back in the lead. His Richard Childress Racing teammate Kevin Harvick right there with him. And Kevin Harvick going for what would be an unprecedented third straight win here in the Budweiser Shootout, getting ready to go green. Let's rejoin Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Thanks, Chris. Jeff Burton has led 6 times for 20 laps, most of all drivers. No one else has led more than 4. Mark Martin has taken his car behind the wall, where he joins Logano, Earnhardt, Montoya, Edwards, Smith, Conway, and Kane. So we get set to restart with 16 cars on track and 37 laps to go.
Yeah, our field is dwindling away.
We've got 2 Roush Fenway cars pushing the 2 Richard Childress cars. Let's see if Burton can get back down in front of his teammate. He's done that in the last 2 restarts, gets right down in front of Kevin Harvick.
Whoa, up the outside. Here comes Kyle. All the way to the front. He hung back and got a slingshot restart. Shades of Richard Petty, and look at this. He goes to the lead, but he has no help. Can he stay there?
Yeah, that was simply because he got started a little earlier than the other group.
Well, he kind of late said everything he did was legal. He went around on the outside, on the right-hand side. You can do that.
But look at this group right here. Jeff Gordon in that 24, Clint Boyer in the 33 pushed him. He'll take the lead now.
Look at Kyle Busch, who has no friends.
Like a yo-yo, all the way to the front, all the way to the back.
He'll find his friends. That's a fast car. Riding with Kyle Busch. You see how far he hangs back now. He's way on the gas before everybody else.
64 up top.
Here comes the slingshot. And everybody gave him room.
He didn't even catch the pack to well past the green flag.
I can't believe it. Nobody tried to move up.
To get a hold of that ride.
I think he might have come past him too fast for anybody to hook on to him.
The fact that outside lane was open like that was pretty amazing.
Jeff Gordon comes to the front. He's up there in the high lane with the 33 of Clint Boyer. Matt?
Mike, under caution, Jeff Gordon said to Alan Gustafson, I just figured it out. This is like playing chess on the edge of a cliff with the wind blowing 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Alan said, and we know who will do well in that situation, playing chess with 50-mile-an-hour gusts. And Jeff says, well, we'll have to wait and see on that one.
New pairing of driver and crew chief, Jeff Gordon with Alan Gustafson, part of the Hendrick swap for 2011.
Well, I don't know what he was doing, but he just dropped anchor, whatever it was.
That Childress pair up front is going to be tough.
The 31 car and the 29 right behind him is a good combination.
To Dick Berggren with Mark Martin.
And Mark, you've run more of these races than anybody else in today's field. Is this the wildest shootout you've been in?
I was having a blast. I got to apologize. I turned Kyle around. I have no idea why or how that happened. Kurt and I ran the whole 25 laps hooked together, and everything was perfect. And Kyle and I got hooked. I got hooked on him, and everything was good. And we went into turn 1, and his back end just started coming around. And I don't know if we needed to wait till the tires get hotter. Maybe they were a little cold. I'm not sure. I can't figure out why that happened, because it was just a non-issue. Before that, we were able to run, block through the corners, and, wasn't even a sweat. So, I don't know. I hate it. We were doing good, man. I was having a good time.
But the veterans don't know. Imagine what the youngsters are thinking out there.
Well, they'll have a chance to talk it over as Kyle Busch just pulled into the garage. That was Mark Martin's 23rd Bud Shootout, tying Bill Elliott for the most all time.
Tell you what, guys, we're seeing a couple new players up there at the front. We're seeing Kurt Busch in that 22 car getting a push by Jamie McMurray in that one, the winner from the Daytona 500 last year. That one car, they've been searching for speed ever since they unloaded the other night.
But Kurt Busch is really, really good on these restrictor plate races. He's had some really great runs. He pushed Ryan Newman to the win here a couple of years ago, and he always is right up there in the front.
Yeah, he has a double handful almost of second-place finishes here at Daytona, but has never won a race here. That's the double deuce, the 22 of Kurt Busch.
It just appears to pass those 2 Childress cars, you're going to have the perfect 2 cars hooked together.
Well, we'll see if a 22 and a 1 can pass a 31 and a 29.
Darryl, what I'm seeing is McMurray in the 1 car, he keeps ducking the right side of that car out. I think that car may be getting a little warm right behind that 22 car.
I've really been surprised how long they've been able, all these guys been able to stay hooked up. We thought that NASCAR made a little adjustment on the rules that would stop that from them being able to run together that long. So far, I haven't seen that happening.
Jeff Burton comes around to lead his 26th lap. In the offseason, Burton had a cameo in the Fox movie Change of Plans. Wonder what his plan is for these final 30 laps.
He's wondering what is his teammates' plan. Kevin Harvick, is he going to be content just to keep riding there? And there goes some of those 2 Hendrick cars. Jeff Gordon in the 24 and Jimmy Johnson in the 48.
And they said, okay, boys, y'all caught us. Let's go. Let's see if we can pass these guys.
My fault there. That actually Greg Biffle in the 16 car pushing Jimmy Johnson.
Four cars together, not really any better than 2 cars paired up, and
No.
that is certainly a change from what we're used to seeing here.
But one thing that isn't kind of impressive is they're able to go around that 31 and 29 on the outside. Haven't seen a lot of outside passes.
A little bit of a speed differential, 2 miles an hour, and that can be a lot here. 3 miles an hour, 4 now, as Kurt Busch tries to pull away. Look at Jimmy Johnson, 201 into the corner, with Greg Biffle pushing in his Ford.
You know, Kurt Busch in that 22 car, he spent the entire 2 practice sessions as he looked like that 48 car is going to get that run on the outside, trying to find a dancing partner, being the only Dodge in the race.
I think you're right about McMurray there. He's looking for air because he comes out behind the 22 way too much.
Jimmy Johnson has just become the race's 9th different leader. The 21st lead change of the night. 23 is the record.
And see, that's a Chevrolet lead and a Ford running second. So you just work with whoever will make you go the fastest.
But what I love about this situation, Darryl, is that the cars in the pairs behind the lead. Oh, hard. Michael Waltrip into the wall.
14 got to turn around.
He and Tony Stewart were coming.
We just ran through the grass.
They were coming toward the front.
I just
running 9th and 10th. Waltrip, the 2-time Daytona 500 winner, and Stewart, the 3-time Bud Shootout winner. Here's a look, Darryl.
Let's see what happens here. They're going down the back. This looks a lot like Mark Martin and Kyle Busch to me. Tony gets right up on Michael, gets him a little wee bit loose, and around he goes. That pushing off into the corner, either one or 3, looks like it's a little treacherous for some of these guys.
But you know, Darryl, it's almost like both situations has been the car wasn't just locked onto that car. It was maybe right there actually pushing on the left rear just a little bit.
Got him a little off center. So we can get a shot out the back here and see what to it. There's Tony just right on him. A little movement getting in the corner. And then just a quick little D-dido right there. And that's a hard hit.
14 got us turned around there, trying to push through. We just ran through the grass. Yeah, we're done.
Waltrip was in 9th position.
You think that nose isn't tough?
That's a blade, isn't it?
That thing is kicking up some earth. And you know, the old splitter that was on the front of these cars last year, that is still attached to the bottom of that new nose. They just cut it down and fit it underneath this new nose. It's permanent. Can't adjust it like you could last year, but it's the old splitter.
Now, on the last caution flag, a lot of drivers stopped for fuel, not because they couldn't make the 50 laps, but wondering if we have several green-white checkers to finish this off, how many of those could they make? And now Bobby Labonte's on pit road, and Matt Kenseth Here's Dick Berggren.
With Kyle Busch, who crashed out after a push from behind from the number 5, Mark Martin. Mark said that, and we're going to see it on the replay here, Kyle. Mark said he didn't do anything different than he'd been doing all night long, and he didn't understand why what he had done turned your car. Can you explain it?
No, I can't either, because I didn't do anything different either. You know, it's just there's plenty of film tonight for the highlight reels, that's for sure. That's about basically what we're filling up is Sports Center tonight. So it's a bummer deal. You know, it's just the way that we've got a product out there right now with this bump drafting deal and that pushing 2-car lockup deal. But I just hate it for these guys. You know, we wanted to come out here with a bang on. Well, I guess we did come out of here with a bang, but we wanted to come out of here with some good results this week. And unfortunately, this isn't the way to start it. But I'll tell you what's going to be more interesting footage is driving back to the garage area. Go back to my in-car camera with that, because it was a maze back there. I had no idea where I was going.
Wow, wow, crazy night, Kyle Busch.
And a great sense of humor from a fellow who won more than 20 races last year across NASCAR's top 3 divisions.
What I saw when the 18 was headed off into turn 1, he was way higher than what you normally would enter that corner. And it's probably a little dirty when you get up that close on corner entry. And I think with Mark laid up behind him and Kyle that wide getting into the corner, it just was enough to get that right rear and basically the loose stuff and around the car with.
Well, you can bet that all of these teams will have plenty of time to look at the footage between now and Thursday's duel at Daytona, the Gatorade duel to set the field for the 500, and next Sunday's Daytona 500 on Fox. Tonight's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Everything we've learned making tires for one of racing's most grueling proving grounds inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Krista?
Well, before that caution came out on that last run, we saw something from the 31 and 29 that we really hadn't seen up to that point. They moved up the track. Remember, Jeff Burton wanted to protect the bottom early in the race, but Kevin and Jeff both decided they thought they needed to work the middle groove to prepare for the end of the race. Steve?
Krista, crew chief Kevin Mannion just asked Jamie McMurray if his water temperatures had stabilized, and Jamie said, well, it wasn't really that bad. I just wanted to peek out to the outside to make sure it didn't get hot. Matt Yoakum?
And Jeff Dickerson, Jeff Gordon's spotter, stressed to Gordon that he needed to drag the brake more. What happened when Gordon in the 33 of Boyer faded earlier? The 17 pulled up alongside the left rear of Boyer and stalled them out because he wasn't dragging the brake enough. He started to lose Boyer. That's why they faded the back. Look for Gordon to drag the brake more this next section.
25 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon up front. 15 cars still running, and that includes Derek Cope a little off the pace and Michael Waltrip, whose car has front end damage from being a bulldozer through the grass off the back straightaway. Play the new Fox Fantasy Auto Racing game today at foxsports.com/fantasy. Pick 5 stars to compete each week of the season. Challenge your friends, family, and other Fox Sports Racing fans. Get started today at foxsports.com/fantasy.
But just to expand a little bit on that drag and the brake, that's how this 2-car tandem works. It's not that that guy picks up that much speed behind you. He's wide open with the throttle. You drag the brake, stay on your throttle wide open, and that way he can get up there and bump draft you and push you.
Well, actually, you don't want to bump. You just want him to be able to lay solid against you. That way it doesn't upset your car so much. I think that's what happened to Tony and Michael over there. Tony got back a little bit and bumped Michael pretty hard and turned him around.